Well, hey folks, it's Viejo here, and we are in the last week of September in 2025. We're moving into fall, kind of feel it in the air here on the central coast of California. We had kind of a nice day here as I'm filming this. It just quit raining. We had about a ½ inch, which is substantial for this neck of the woods. We haven't had any rain in months, so that was good. Anyway, this is part 1 of episode 28 of Wadcutter Wednesday, and what we're going to do today is cast up some wadcutters for 38 special. This is one that's been around for quite a while. It's the Lyman 358091. The 0 was more recently added to the nomenclature. It used to be just 35891. And it's kind of a typical button nose wadcutter, but this one happens to be bevel base. We'll go ahead and get these cast up. If you're watching on YouTube, you know that I can't show you the actual casting. I can show you the product and the data page and that kind of thing. If you want to see the whole casting process, you got to go to my Rumble channel. You go to rumble.com and type in my channel name, which is just Walter Bunning, all one word, like you see right here. Or you could type hashtag Wadcutter Wednesday like this. Should be able to find me over there also. In the casting process on this one, we had a little bit of an episode. I'll talk to you about that here in just a second, but first let's go look at the mold. Here's our Lyman 358091. This is a bevel-based Type 2 wadcutter, very similar to the Hensley & Gibbs in style with that button nose. 4 cavities. Okay, we're still kind of covered in mineral oil from the last use. Rated at a 150 grain bullet. All right, let's go get them cast up. Okay, so it's a nice 4 cavity mold. I have an older single cavity version of that one. That's the 35891, somewhere in the drawer over there. Anyway, fairly popular bullet. It's been around a while, and we got low data and so forth for them. So we'll go ahead and get into the casting, and partway through, if you're watching on Rumble, you'll see what happened. But a drip of lead had gotten out of the spout and onto the mold guide, unbeknownst to me, and then I go shoving my mold along the mold guide and it kind of stubbed its toe up against that glob of lead that was on there, and I didn't see it, and then I couldn't get the mold in there. In the meantime, lead ran all over the place and made a mess all over the sprue plate, and it got all over the mold guide, and I mean, it wasn't a huge issue. I was able to, kind of keep going, but there's some, those things happen periodically anyway. We got it taken care of. Okay, so you can see that first one there has got kind of some boogers on it. The rest of these out of that second pour look good though. Where's the fourth one at? I think it was one of these. Here we go. So I'm going to toss that one back, but the rest of those are good. All right, let's keep going. All right, during that little episode, I got quite a bit of lead that dribbled onto the shaft of my mold guide here, and that stuff's hard to get off. So what I'm going to do is get the propane torch and heat that stuff up and get it off of there before I go any further. Here we are with our Lyman 358091 mold. Around 50 bullets for us to go play with. That'll be fine. Okay, here come those Lyman bullets. 91s. Those are done up in Eastwood Light Violet, one of my favorite powder coat colors. And not so much the color itself, but it's a good coater. Goes on fairly thin and nice and cleanly. Okay, here's our data for that mold. This is an older mold record. Okay, I've updated this thing a couple times since I used this one. Anyway, on the first time that I ran this, I ran it at 680, and I think I ran it a little bit hotter this go around, like at 700. If I use Viejo number 1, it comes in at 145 grains. If I cast them hard, okay, with Viejo number 2 alloy, it'll come out at about 143 grains. Cavity's fairly consistent. This first one here was a little bit bigger than that second one. From the top there, okay, is sticky. Okay. there's a burr or something in there. I could go after it and find it with a Q-tip and do something about it, but I don't really care that much. It's not a big deal. Okay, and the overall length, 0.592, and from the base up to the top of that shoulder there was 0.530. Okay, there's how the casting went. That particular 4-cavity mold has one cavity is kind of sticky. They get little burrs on them, and what you can do is you can take a Q-tip or something like that and go in there and drag it around there and find that burr. It'll catch on there, and then go get your little small stone or a jeweler's file or something and take those burrs off. But it's not this particular one isn't a big enough issue for me. It loosens up and the bullet drops out of there well enough, okay, that I don't really want to go in there and take a chance on messing up the mold. Anyway, that's that. I think we'll bring this one to a close. What we'll do, as always, next week is we will go ahead and get them loaded up and take them to the range and shoot them. But I wanted to tell you a couple of other things. One is that our friend, the SixShooterTexan, that's Rick, has started a series of Wadcutter Wednesday for air guns. And he's a couple of episodes into his series already, and he's got a bunch of them. So if you're interested in air guns at all, maybe you're an air gun shooter, or maybe you just have some interest in there, you'll want to check that out. And I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description box, and you can go take a look at that. Tell him Viejo sent you. But it's pretty interesting. He was talking to me about it. I didn't know there was that many wadcutter pellets available for the air gun, and there's lots of them. So he'll have some fun over there with that one as well. And as always, there's also a link in the description box here for the entire playlist for Wadcutter Wednesday. The playlist is on YouTube. Rumble doesn't give us the option of creating a playlist yet. I understand that they're working on it, but I haven't seen any action there. All right, I think that's going to do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed that and got something out of it. But from the Viejo bench for now, that's all she wrote.